Welcome to the stage your next comic. Give it up for Tanya Horne. Don't fool yourself. In here is a 120-pound sex pot. I know, because I had her for breakfast. The English language I find very fascinating when words are spelled exactly the same but have profoundly different meanings. Take, for instance, the word pussy. Oozing, gross, infectious, and of course the opposite of that, and should never be associated with, pussy. Pink, glistening perfection. Recently the doctor walked into the emergency room and he's like, "You're fat." I'm like, "No way. You're a dick." Oh, we're not exchanging the obvious. Okay, sorry. In a recent survey, the smartphone is now the #1 handheld device. Take that, penis. I was hanging out with my son and his 20-something friends the other day. That was a very eye-opening experience. Speaking of dildos, I was sitting by the lake, madly writing for comedy class, trying to be funny. What can be funny? My son says, "I don't know why you're sweating this, Mom. You literally could do a whole set on dildos alone." Who doesn't need a dildo? At arm's length, like bedside table, car, on stage at the comedy show. I went to pick up my bag once on the ferry carousel, and I noticed that my bag was doing this. And as I went to land on it like it was some sort of grenade, somebody yelled out to bring more attention, "That better be a toothbrush." When my son was 3, I finally got my sister to agree to babysit him. The one time. After his nap, he came out of the room swinging, "Big purple banana, big purple banana." Shout out to ATM fees. Thank you for charging me to use my own money. Thank you. This aging crap, 45, came and smacked me right in the face. I was going along, feeling pretty good, looking pretty good. Now I can't even loosen a fucking cap. My eyes all of a sudden are giving me trouble, and I used to make fun of my mom for walking around going, "I need better light, I can't see anything." Now I have to keep my flashlight on fucking speed dial. My get up and go kinda got up and went. 44 was kind of a pinnacle year for me. My children left home, I regained my freedom, got myself a boyfriend. Life was starting to climax. Yeah. And like any good climax, it ended, and it's all downhill from there. You know, I keep thinking, I'm not old, and then my son the other night said, "We're gonna go out." I'm like, it's 9:30. I need to go to bed soon. I just can't go out. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I actually very much miss those ridiculous ideas. Like, let's put our 9-month-old son in the back of our 1972 Chevy Nova, drive through all the snowy mountain passes, so that we can get to Alberta, where I turned 18 today. Thank you. I'm a little worried about the 20-somethings. I have several of them myself. My daughter came running into the bedroom recently and said, "Mom, my phone is ringing. What do I do?" I'm like, "Answer it?" She comes back a moment later, she's like, "Well, obviously that lady is from a different era. Doesn't she know that we don't use phones for phone calling anymore?" Like, oh dear, where did I fail? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Video gaming, the only sport where men can be 16 forever, and live out their days with their soul-sucking video games while still masturbating in their mother's basements forever and ever and ever. Nail polish, I'd like to know who's naming this shit and how many bottles of wine they have drinking when they're naming it. Names like, I'm really not a teacher, I'm really not a waitress, I'm really not a whore, I'm wearing one of those this evening. I believe that parenting comes in stages. Stage 1, ownership. You own this cute little baby. Stage 2, you move into management. Policies, procedures, consequences. Stage number 3 is called consulting, or from their side, known as fuck you, I'll do it my way. I know what you're thinking. That is one large white lady. Congratulations, you can all fucking see. Words that will never be described, that will never be used to describe me. Dainty. Quiet. Reserved. Appropriate. Thank you.
Give it up for Tanya Horne.